Prime Minds, Episode 16, Combat.
Hello. This is it. Prime Minds, we're back at you like you heard. That's actually the voiceover. That's Vita G, the voice, a man of hidden talents over here. But as you heard, we are here. It's episode 16, and a lot has been going on. But first, what's up, Prime Minds? How's everybody feeling? You know the drill. Go around. Tell me how you're feeling.
Hey, yeah, this is Gonzaga. I'm feeling great. I think this last week has been, or maybe a couple weeks, has been community building, and we were able to talk to a lot of the CET people, and I just feel like I think I feel the closest I have in the community for a long time, and it's feeling good.
I'm feeling some good energy. By the dip, how you feeling?
Hey man, this is By the Dip. I'm feeling good, man. Very excited, very pumped for all the alpha that came out. Been reading over the combat guide and just bringing up things to speculate. Excited, man.
Yup. Vita G.
Stoked to be here, man. I think we're gonna have to talk to Ice Toad though. Like if he's gonna do massive drops like this, we're gonna need that on like a Tuesday to make sure we can prepare for a Saturday. So I'm gonna put in a word with him about that.
Right. We need some more time.
Awesome. Yeah, tons to get into this week, so I'm stoked to get into it.
I know. Z Mac is back. What's up? How you feeling?
Sitting over here full of fun. Nah, fuck that, man. I'm pumped, bro. We had so much drop this week. So much dropped this week, man. So I'm excited to talk to you guys today and go over what we got going on.
Full of fun, man. It's amazing. No, like we've been doing a lot, but I feel like we've been talking a fucking lot, right? So for those that don't know, what did we do? 2 Twitter Spaces this week.
Yeah,
probably put in a total of like 3 hours. We're gonna go on 4 hours in 1 week. Like y'all, I know y'all can't get enough of Prime Minds, so check this out. Follow us on @PrimeMindsPod on Twitter so you don't miss our spaces. But first, pretty big announcement. We come at you every Saturday. We talk some shit. Us 5 here, we never met in person. We didn't even know each other until we started this damn podcast. But we feel like it's time to link up. So we're putting the invite out there to the community. We want to put some feelers out there. We decided that we're going to Las Vegas, and we're going to give everybody time to plan if they want to meet up with the Prime Minds and the other Champions Ascension community. Look at Las Vegas. Look at November 11th, the weekend of November 11th. Mark that on your calendar, and we would love to join you all. We're going to plan some fun get-togethers, some mingles, maybe a gaming tournament, Vegas trip. Y'all want to talk about that? What are you feeling about meeting up in Vegas? How do we come to that decision? And what are you thinking when we get some holders in the same space? What are we going to do?
I think it would be great, man. I mean, Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world, right? So why not meet there? They have an esports arena too, right, over at the Luxor that I think we can play some fun games and just to meet everybody because we all believe in the future of this game. And I have a feeling, when this game goes to the moon, we're going to be making a lot more Vegas trips, boys.
Oh, yeah. And just so y'all know, by the dip, like he won't hide this fact. Like he's in Vegas a lot. So he's gonna be our unofficial tour guide.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be in good hands. We'll know all the good spots. With that gaming arena, does anybody have experience? Like, can we play any game, like old school games too? Because I'm an old school gamer, y'all. What kind of games are there?
We're still waiting to hear back exactly what the games they have available for their repertoire, but it seems like they have PlayStations, Xboxes, and a bunch of PCs. So
I saw Mario Kart in there.
Oh yeah. That's the thing is. So
Well,
the tournament that
if CA
they were
has
doing
the combat out by then, maybe we could be doing some Champion Ascension battles.
Oh, that would be the best.
Alpha CA, some alpha
awesome.
play,
Yeah,
tournament style.
Hell
Very
yeah.
first annual CA meetup tournament. I dig it. And not to give all the surprises out, but we'll have some prizes for tournament winners and maybe throughout the meetups and all that. Free of charge. Just pay for your trip. Just meet us there. Sign up. Maybe we'll verify you're a holder to participate in the tournament. We'll decide that. But either way, we're going to have a interest form, a Google form on the Discord. We'll probably put it on Twitter. So anybody that's interested in coming, just let us know your interest, and we will follow up with more information. All right, guys, we have so a lot of things happened this week. Our community engagement team. So shout out to all the folks that, first of all, organized this whole initiative. I think that's good and important. And to all the folks that stepped up to, take the extra step, take their valuable time and try to increase community engagement. Do we have a list of the winners?
Yeah, I believe we do. We have Arkham, we have LT, Flying Llamas, Joyfriend, Louis B, Party Ship, and Zestria. Congratulations to you guys.
Hell yeah, congrats, man. And By the Dip moderated 2 candidate forums. so people knew who they were voting for, what people stood for. So that was real cool just to have the folks speak out, talk about their ideas for the community, why they wanted to get involved. It's a real good listen. So go back to the Prime Minds Twitter, check those spaces, and it was interviews with folks that are on the community engagement team. We did a European time slot. We did an American time slot. So super interesting, guys. Check it out. Anything else on that? Like hopes for that? How we can help out or support that process with the CET?
Yeah,
I think.
go
ahead, Buns.
Yeah, I think it's,
I'll go.
I was just gonna say I think it's important to make sure we voice things to these people and we utilize them. They went out on a line and they're there to represent us. So let's make sure when they ask like, what are some interests we have as a community or what are some concerns we have, make sure that we interact with them and respond to them and let them do their representation.
Yeah. That will mostly be in that Discord channel, right? So just throw our thoughts out there for them to process it.
Yeah, they have like a community engagement Discord channel. Yeah. And one other thing was I was pleasantly surprised by Louis B. His interaction on the Twitter space because I had no idea who he was, and he came in at the end and just it was amazing hearing his experience and just what he might be able to help us with as a community. So it's really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say we all know what goes into spending a lot of time creating content for this and trying to figure out what's going on in the Discord. So I just wanted to echo what Bunzaga was saying. It's just like if people do reach out to you from the CET, just like make sure that you're receptive to that and that we're all working together. It was a super fun opportunity to get to chat with everybody on the Twitter Spaces. And I do just want to plug that when we host Twitter Spaces, that generally is an opportunity for us to get our community more involved in what we're doing here at Prime Minds, which is also what's going on in Champions Ascension. So if you do see those pop up, like please come in. We generally just have an open stage and you can just come and chat with us, see what's going on. So they're really a fun time and we're going to continue doing those. And we'd love to see you all there and get to chat with you.
Yeah,
100%.
So we have an extremely open stage. You can tell if you listen to the North American podcast or the Twitter Spaces. Hopefully, we won't have any more situations where we're awkwardly silent like that. But we're all happy to have you guys. We're all members of the community, and hopefully, we can get some more community engagement team members to join us for Twitter Spaces and just sit there and listen to what everybody has to say because we want to use it as an open forum for people who are willing to get up and have their voice heard, and even if they don't have time to jump into Discord.
Yeah, even Champions Ascension, developers or employees, whatever. Everyone's welcome to come on and chit chat and talk about Champions Ascension.
Yeah, it's some more perspective on what Z-Mac and said. Some wild shit happened in the North American spaces with the candidate forum. So take a listen. It was a little bit awkward. Some wild shit. It's just funny. And I second, all of that. Look, it's cool. It was cool to kind of have just different voices just come out, speak up, like talk about what they're feeling about what's happening in the game in the Discord with the community. It was cool just to listen to other people, to have that chat. So even if you're not involved with the community engagement team, you're sitting there reading all the words, but you want to talk it out, just come hop on the Twitter Spaces. We want to hear from you. We want to talk.
And we're going to be doing those a lot more too, guys. We see how big it is in the Twitter space. So we're going to continue to keep doing it for you guys as well.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, hop on. Even if you're sitting at home listening, you want to say, oh, you want to chime in, like take a note of what you want to say in this podcast, because we're not talking back and forth right now with the community. Hop on Twitter Spaces and like let us hear it. If you disagree with us, especially, let us have it. Let's get it, guys. All right. What else happened this week or last couple of weeks?
Gorgata, right? Big battles happened today. A lot of people won some teeth. I know I did. I just want to put a quick shout out to Oppo LT, because I just blindly put the bet 5,500 teeth and I end up winning 111,560 teeth. So thank you.
Damn. Yeah, he got super lucky. I'm just saying. He got like two natural 20 rolls, did like 16 damage in one hit.
Was that a LT versus Gonzaga?
Oh yeah, it was good.
When was that? Today? When was that?
It was last night.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was good. It was fun. You guys.
Is that tournament style? Does the winner move on to the next one or something?
Yeah, he'll be moving on.
Is that what is it? Semifinals, finals? What's the next one?
Semifinals. There's like another set of 4 people battling, and then the final 2.
Nice. Oh shit! I guess LT's the guy I'm rooting for at this point.
Yeah,
you beat my guy. I might as well root for you.
In all seriousness, shout out to Ryder Ryan, man, for hooking all this up. I think
I don't know who Ryder Ryan is. I swear it was the Fight Master.
The Fight Master. Oh, did I?
Ryan.
Fight Master.
Wait,
Master's even in the house.
I've never seen Ryan and the Fight Master in the same place. Does he have glasses? Eyeglasses he takes on and off?
Ryan does wear glasses. Haven't you seen his Twitter profile, bro?
Yeah, he takes them off. He's a Fight Master. All right.
Dude, I do want to echo what Dip was saying though, just because this event has been so much fun. Just the role play in the Discord and the fun games, and it's been facilitated super well, and it's just been fun. Like I think that to me was something that has been missing, particularly from the Discord for a while, is just fun. And I feel like with pets and then with this little side game going on, like this has been a lot more fun lately, and it's made me want to engage with the community more. So I'm loving it. Super appreciate the Fight Master, and respect his anonymity.
Right. Yeah, cheers. I think the community's more hype over both of those things. I think the only what they'll say is like delta things that can improve is in things like this. It's like only the top like 1.01% are kind of participating. And it's the same group of like overachievers and overperformers like Gonzaga, Vita, Mac, and LT. Like you all are always like in the forefront of what's happening and able to play these games. And I think maybe the rest of the community was just a little bit behind or a little bit lost on it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of frustration that that was voiced, and I know Ash is in the audience listening. Shout out to Ash, and he and he's accurate. He's accurate with what he's saying, that he feels frustrated that he didn't even find out about it until it was too late. It was like a couple of days later, and he's finding out, and he's playing the mini game, thinking he's gonna win a spot, and it was already done, and so he was really frustrated about that, and so, and that's something that we mentioned before the roadmap revamp, was that trying to engage a larger portion of the community in the events, which it's easy to say, but it's hard. Like, maybe we can help brainstorm some ideas with the CET to find out what that is. What does that mean to engage everybody? How can we do that?
And you know what? It plays a big part of all the community. Not just. I mean, all of us are doing our thing. The CET group is doing their thing, and it has to be the regular members. And I just put this out to all regular members. Retweet, like the tweets, interact, because stuff like that gets it seen by more people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. 100%. CA and Prime Minds.
Eternal follows eternal hashtag is there for a reason, guys.
Exactly.
So, like, I know we're not in that situation yet, and we hope to be way beyond it at some point in time. But Bored Apes got big by like ape follow ape.
Yep.
That's the type of thing that we need to do to build our community, and it takes each and every one of us to do it. And it also takes us being active in Discord, like we were just talking about. Like, we want to be able to engage the rest of the worldwide community, but to be able to do that, it's going to take the community's ideas, because the normal 20 or 30 people just staying active in the community engagement team, we're going to have the same perspective that we always have, right? So if you're out there and you do get a chance to listen to this, please give any ideas that you might have to involve more people and drop them in the community engagement portion of Discord.
Right.
Even if you don't think it's a good idea, someone might take a piece of your idea and make it something that we actually use. So
the devs listen to us too, guys. I mean, I remember when remember back in the day, we were like, hey man, I have these awesome ass claws, but I can't do shit with them. They're just a decoration, and look what they did now. They added slashing. It's in the combat guide, right? Which we're going to talk a little bit later about. But I just think that's such a perk to have. We have guys like Ice Toad, Chris Trummel, right there to where we can suggest stuff to.
Yeah, and even a more recent example of that was in that mini game we were playing. Blitz and I were talking about, did we discover everything that was in the game? And I made the comment that I was like, I don't know, every time I play, there's something new. Maybe there's a cow level, and kind of making fun of the Diablo 2, secret portal to the cow level. And a few minutes later, Trammell was like, hey, reload the game. There's a secret there's a new level or something. And I guess lo and behold, he added some kind of a secret bunny level with like all of these bunny rabbits that would just instantly kill you.
And Ash brought up a good point too. Just the recent video leak we had, right? Show him slashing with claws, biting with fangs, getting people with the horns. Yeah, I think that was so badass.
It looks so badass. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really like that. It's just, it makes it more. I mean, I remember when they were saying that we weren't going to be able to use our parts in combat. It was a bit of a disappointment, and I think everybody kind of felt that way. And so, I mean, I'm seeing them actually implement it and seeing that combat where they're just like slashing with their claws or ramming them with their horns and whipping them with their tails and stuff. It looks so much more badass, I think, than just like regular weapon stuff.
Oh yeah, and Chris Trammell got into that.
I think they definitely saw that how disappointed the community was when they announced that they weren't going to be considering parts for attacks. But not only that, but it opens up the repertoire and increases the combo length opportunities. So it's just makes sense to have included the parts. It wouldn't have made any sense to not include the parts. Essentially.
Right.
That was part of the dev talk with Chris Trammell, right? Sounds like he got docked. I think he was going by an alias, right? Chris Trammell.
Oscar Hobbs.
Yeah, Oscar Hobbs, which is cool too, right?
Cool.
We can get into that, right? We had the dev talk, and Chris Trammell just came out with just all the passion. Like you heard the passion just coming from that damn Discord. Talking about his history in fighting, history in gaming. Like he brought up some games that he was into when he was younger. I think that he was trying to get on the teams of, or that inspired him. I remember he mentioned rock and roll racing, man. I go way back too. I spent a lot of my fucking childhood playing rock and roll racing, like shooting rockets at other cars. Like that shit was just dope. So I'm like, oh man, this guy's like talking about my time. And then he just talked about his journey through the gaming industry, and then landing on what was that Lord of the Rings game that dipped like so much.
Sports. Yep.
Yeah, and then he's somebody that Ice Toad even looked up to and drew inspiration from. And I remember Johnny came on our podcast and said, look, guys, I got the fucking dream team together. And he was like, Johnny was like, it was my job to go out there and get the best fucking team possible. And he was like, and we made it happen. We got the best team in the world making this game, making the CA game. And it looks like they got the godfather of fighting mechanics to join them. And he just talked about a lot of the fighting mechanics, like his journey. Dip, you really like the Lord of the Rings game, and I think you asked a question if it's going to be similar to Lord of the Rings. You said, yeah, pretty much. That's my fighting game philosophy. So anyway, what's your feedback on that dev talk and Chris Trammell, guys?
I love it, man. I just, Chris Trammell, like he said, this is the most in-depth fighting mechanic that he's ever made, and it's kind of like his mastery. So when I play Lord of the Rings and I'm an action guy, I need constant action in front of me, dude. So the way that fighting was, you chopping people's heads off, you're chopping people's arms off, you're just slashing. It's a fun game. So if he's saying this is gonna be his masterpiece, bro, I can't wait to see what it is, right?
That's fucking dope. When did the Lord of the Rings come out? When did that game come out?
God, bro. Shit. I was probably
15
like,
years?
nah, man. I was probably like 10, 11, maybe somewhere around there. 11 years old.
So 15 years ago or 20
Maybe
years ago?
Maybe 15, 20 years ago.
So he made that game 20 fucking years ago, bro. Can you imagine the mastery this man has right now in games of fighting mechanics? And he's still going off of that philosophy, just making it better. This is
And
that's
mastering
fucking
it.
something.
Yeah. If this is going to be his masterpiece, boys, I can't even think to how epic the battles are going to be.
Well, I'm glad that he admitted that it's going to be a skill based game. Like it's not just going to be a random number generator. Like it's actually going to take skill. You're going to be able to master these moves, and it goes back on what Ice Toad was talking about earlier. Like you start off and you just kind of have basic understanding of how to work the moves, and then as you play more, you get your skills. You start throwing in other moves, and you just become a badass. And I'm looking forward to. I mean, all of us who have primes, obviously, we're going to be able to get to the alpha and beta testing, right? But this really makes me look forward to when the actual game drops, what people's skills are going to be, and what the game mechanics are going to look like when we actually get true gameplay that's open to everybody.
Yeah, and he also said that he might get in trouble for this, but we'll be able to talk to each other, right? The comms, which is awesome.
I wonder if we can do that during the fight.
Oh, dude.
Exactly what I was just thinking.
I'll be trolling, bro. I'll be trolling.
Like, stay down.
We just have to, at that point, hope we have no 10 to 13-year-olds that are prime holders, because they're going to be the worst shit talkers.
Oh, man.
Hey, one thing that I thought was awesome on this video was at like around 15 seconds, if you watch closely, the Ao's portals, she teleports. She casts some spell, and then it shows her like glitching out and then appearing behind the Whisperer. I think it was Whisperer.
Oh, was that the leak? Was that from the leak video you're talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, so she's fighting him, and then she does some spell, and then teleports behind him. And it's like right here, which wait, no,
that was me.
Sorry. It's right.
Yeah, pull it up on the pod.
Right. So I think it's right here. Boom. So
this video, man, is just fucking amazing. And to think like this will be the alpha gameplay.
Bro, and this is 100 times better than a couple months ago. Seriously.
They're like slashing with their claws and stuff, and like ramming each other with their horns. This is crazy.
Okay,
just the mechanics. If after watching this latest video and you compare it to one of the first videos that they dropped, I mean, I liked the video when the first one when it dropped, but you could tell just by watching it, like the mechanics were slow, things weren't running smoothly, and then you get to this, and it's just like it looks like it's almost ready for alpha gameplay.
I know. I look at this, I'm like, come on, let me play it.
I could play this right now. Like I don't have like no beef with this at all. This looks amazing.
Yeah, we don't care.
Well, Ice Toad even said that they were playing when they made that 10-minute dev talk video, and he got super excited and was yelling in the room and ended up winning. Like they're having tournaments already in Jam City Boys. So
yeah, and he's saying the biggest thing is they're having fun with it. And that's the biggest thing because we want to have fun with it, right? If you play a game that's not fun, you're not going to really want to play a game like that.
Was there another video I missed? What was that? Like a dev talk video? Was
that some different interview? It was such a good one. By now, 9 minutes long, bro. Now it's got Oscar Hobbs. Him and Ice Toad were interviewing.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I
rewatched that one.
Missed that.
I watched it without audio during the town hall, but I definitely want to rewatch that because there's ice.
Where is that living at? Where does that live?
It's on the CA YouTube.
Yeah. And I gotta say,
YouTube. What's the link to that?
Quite a striking difference. Just striking difference to see what they look like compared to what I thought. Like I think it was Squiddy who said on one of the town halls the other day, like when he met Ice Toad, he was like 4 inches taller and 30 pounds lighter than what he had imagined, right? And like even just seeing the video compared to the pictures that he had, or picture that he dropped for us, it was just like, wow, that's not quite what I expected. And then seeing Oscar
say you
Hobbs,
have a man crush on Ice Toad, or is that a long
no
statement? No. And say you have a man crush on Ice Toad? That's fine. Get in line, bro. I think I do too. Before I seen him,
Right? They were talking
I'll
about him
admit it.
having that
I do.
Brazilian body, bro. I don't know. But Austin
Yes.
Hobbs looks like Trends looks like a fucking old school biker, dude. Like someone you don't want to fuck around with who knows how to fight. So to have someone like that as your fight mechanics guy, I'm excited.
And I hear he's an NFT degen too.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
He also
Right up
he
my
was
alley.
wearing a Death Wish coffee hat, which I don't know if you guys know Death Wish, but it's like 3 times the caffeine of normal coffee.
Yes.
Like, that gave me confidence that this dude
I'll
he's
clean you
staying
right
up
out.
late. Oh yeah, he's on it, man. He's staying focused. He's staying up for hours. That's the kind of developer I want. Somebody who's having 3 times the caffeine. Get on.
I never had that. I drink Bustelo, which I think is at least 2 times as much. I don't know if you know about Bustelo. It's real good.
I don't. I've never heard of that one. I'll have to check that out.
It's good. Check it out. Yellow package.
Yeah, and just want to give props out to the devs and for the town hall too. Like honestly, is one of the best town halls I've ever been to. Very informative, very exciting, and they just drop shit on us without us even knowing. I love that. I love being surprised.
That's one thing I
Oh,
was
are
going to
you
say.
talking about the fight guide?
Yeah. It's been
Go ahead.
like in the last couple of weeks. It's been like everything has been a surprise, and I think that's been kind of fun. You know, we didn't expect that little mini RPG game that was really fun. We didn't expect the Gorgata tournament. That's been really fun.
Right.
The fight guide. You know, it's just like these. I feel like they're gifts to us. We are not expecting them, and like they're just doing all kinds of fun things. So it's really cool.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the one part that, like, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier with the FUD. I love the fact that they're dropping all this stuff on us, but the few things that we have expected, they've kind of slacked on. So, like, I gotta bring it up. We didn't get any kind of vote really that I remember back in June for hats or shirts. And if we're gonna get a hat or shirt anytime soon, like they were talking about in July, it would be perfect to get it for summertime, right? Like that. Now's when the sun's out. If we're getting hats, now's when people
yeah.
wear lots of t-shirts.
Personally,
shirts.
I really don't care about that. I mean,
Same.
if they just took that away and said, yeah, never mind, we decided not to do that,
I wouldn't give a shit.
I'd be
I
okay
honestly
with it.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking
I didn't
towards
care about
Slice
it when it was
Messina,
out.
and I'm looking.
No,
towards
and it's
yeah.
it was more towards the point of like it's fucking awesome the stuff they're dropping us, but then they're kind of falling behind on the things that they did talk about. So it's like,
Oh, I got you.
if you want to just surprise us with stuff, it's almost I like surprises. But if you're gonna tell us something, just follow through with it, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Talking about to that point, wasn't there a vote on hats and shirts? A vote like either or you selected the one you wanted?
Yeah, well, I think it hasn't. I don't think it's happened yet, but yeah, there's supposed to be a vote on either do you want hats or shorts.
I thought there was already a vote.
Honestly, in the next coming weeks, I have a feeling that the Slice Machine is coming out. Don't hold me to this, but I just have a good feeling, man, that sometime in August we're gonna have a Slice of Messina and we're gonna be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Give me
We're
a
gonna be
digital
so
Prime.
distracted.
Give me a digital Prime Minds hat or T-shirt in there. I'll wear it while we're out.
Yeah,
Drop
that's
the
what I was gonna
NFT.
say, Dip. Like we're gonna be so distracted once that comes out. Like none of us are gonna be leaving our houses anymore. So it's like I don't really need a hat or T-shirt in my house. Like I want to rep that stuff outside. But if Slice is out, I'm gonna be nerding out hardcore in my house
Unfortunately,
24 hours.
my Death House sweater is just hanging up in the closet because it's 100 degrees out here in Cali. So.
be looking
It
good in
seems-
the winter though.
It seems sunny
Yeah.
in Messina. We can use those caps. That's for sure. I don't know if it'll fit the Ilgers heads, but that shit will work.
You need double if you got an Ilga, right?
Mhm.
Give me 2. All right, guys, we got the fight guide. The fucking fight guide.
Yeah.
Are we gonna pull it up? Like, do you want to go
Yeah,
page by
let's pull it
page?
up.
Like, dive into it because I have not had time to process it. I skimmed it. It looks great.
Oh, yeah.
A
lot of good
lot
stuff in
of
there.
a lot of strategy, like skill based involved. Like even Chris Trammell was talking about like combinations, right? There's going to be the lead combination, then you can do the one to connect to like the fiercer attack. So I love those combo games. I don't know if y'all remember Killer Instinct back in the day. Again, I'm an old school head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Killer
Killer
Instinct was that
Instinct.
first combo game. I used to put those things together.
Killer combo.
Yeah, combos showed up in Mortal Kombat a little bit. Like,
Well,
I think that's an
even said he
amazing
worked
part of
on
this.
Clay Fighter, bro. He worked on like right around that same time as all that came out. He was working on Clay Fighter, so that
I missed
was
that one,
right in
but
the same.
combos too.
And another big
Yeah,
thing with this too, boys, is what separates primes from anything else is, and we'll see it in the guide here because I believe I read it in here that Prime Eternals are the only ones that can use the Fury of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Guys, can you drop
yeah.
the link in my chat, please? I can't find this fucking guide right now.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll piece it over to her.
Well, yeah, let's go through it. Actually, you know what? First of all, overall feelings on the guide. I think I just said my part.
I'm pumped.
Vita, what do you think
I'm
about
really
the guide?
excited.
Mac, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm really excited just because of the mechanics that it's looking like it's putting together, and it's giving us a lot of control. It's really gonna come down to the timing for a lot of people, right? As soon as people start mastering their timing, you're gonna see some amazing battles, especially people who. If you get two people who know what they're doing, it's gonna be some good fights, man. Something that we can sit in the arena and actually broadcast.
Right. And it's not like you're going to be able to dash all day either because you got a limited time to dash and then it's got to fill up the meter again, right? Like you're probably only able to dash twice. So I like that because it's like, well, I can't just use a dash at anywhere. I got to kind of be strategic about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, energy
think-
meter for dashing.
I think what it boils
Is that
down
it?
to, at least from the games that I've played, the way that, at least for me, the way that it works is you first get to know your character, like your abilities, your timings, like your weapons, and then as you continue to play and lose, you start to know other people's characters and their abilities and weapons, and then eventually you'll be able to predict what they're going to do before they do, and so you'll be able to plan a counterattack before they even try their attack. And so, I mean, it takes a lot of time to build a skill around this kind of combat. But that's what's awesome about it is it's easy to learn and difficult to master. And that
Controller, baby.
Yeah, those are the kind of games that are
Controller.
like esport worthy.
But
Let's bust into the combat. Let's bust into the guide.
Okay,
Let's see, y'all
yeah,
doing
so-
your overall feedback.
so
We
first-
got the weapons first.
Yeah, weapons first. What I think is cool about this is that it's telling you it does high damage but no status effects. So like no like damage over time or no
Right.
Buffs or debuffs or things. It just does kind of like flat
Initial damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you make that connection.
And a quick, if you look at each of these, like you look at the shields, dude, you look at the swords, they look pretty fucking badass,
That
dude.
look dope as fuck. Look at that
Dope.
glowing sword. That's one of the
Bro,
that's one of
is
the
that like a
toys.
lava whip at the end? I just see a
lava
big ass- yeah, man.
Yup.
Let me get a lava whip.
There's a lava sword too on the right hand side.
Ah, that is.
That's
And it
sick.
says
I
right
actually
down
didn't
there-
notice that one.
Certain weapons are limited to certain families, so of course those big ones, like that big ass sword on the bottom, looks like it was forged from a big chunk of steel.
Looks
You know,
like
it's
my
going to
boy
go for the
Rondo. Looks like
the bigger
Rondo.
boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I swear that was the Darok one.
Yeah, the Droll.
I swear
Is
the
it?
Darok was gonna wield that in its tentacled arm or something.
She must be doing CrossFit
Oh,
or something because
shit.
that's a big heavy sword.
She's strong. then you got
Long,
the
lean
staff.
muscles, boys.
Yeah, you know the staff was. I think the AOs had that staff in the fighting video.
Yeah.
The staff with the glowing green orb.
Yeah, and I think
So-
that shield on the top left is a Keymaster. I remember seeing a video that looked similar
Badass
to
shields,
that.
dude. And then the
The light's like
AOS
there.
must be the little wand right there, right, with the green globe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Staff.
Okay.
The shield on the right is the Ceres, I think.
Oh,
They say
interesting.
Ceres had
Oh
the
yeah.
shield.
You can kind of see it too. It has
Yeah.
this little face in the front. That's tight. Yeah.
Kind of Gonic.
Yeah, the weapons. Since we're on the weapons, I think that's part of our perks, right? Are we getting a free weapon drop? Some of the holders.
Yeah.
That is supposed to. Yeah. I forgot what edition. It's like a special edition. It was part of the Mentors perks, I believe, right, Buns?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like part of the hat trick and what was the other one? Hat trick and double trouble.
Trouble.
Yeah, I think if you
Okay.
if you look at your perks, I don't know if it's on there yet, but I think I think it was basically the same as the Zebas. So like so for example, I got 5 Zebas, and so I think I'm gonna get five of the bonus weapons.
Yeah, and not to get too far off the battle guide, but I wonder if you'll have to match those up to even use them. Because right here it says, yeah, certain weapons are limited to certain families. So
That'd be dope.
maybe some more trading in order. Their NFTs.
More
You have to
trading with
buy
weapons.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna guess the Aos is not gonna be able to use that giant rock sword that the roll.
And I think just to know too, when the alpha gameplay comes out, we're probably gonna only be able to play with the Carcadon Whisperer and AOS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the ones that show. That's what I want to say again. So we don't know what the other the gameplay for the others looks like
Right.
yet. But maybe I don't know, Dip. So you'd have to hold those to use them, which I think their value will skyrocket if that happens, right? Right before that. But I think, they say they don't want to show us too much before it's done. I'd imagine they're working on the other 9 right now to get them ready to go. And that's what the elf is waiting for.
These guys working every day for sure.
Oh, here we go. Talk about families. Go down to the families page. Yeah.
Yeah, families.
I doubt though that they're going to require us to hold one of those 3 to be able to play them. I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to be able to check wallets to verify we're prime
Correct.
holder.
Yeah, that's
alpha.
So
That's
it'll
what I
be
was thinking for,
a
like,
default
alpha.
thing. Gotcha. Yeah,
Alpha
that would make
gameplay.
sense.
beta. Once they release beta, they might actually have the rest of the families, but for alpha, they'll probably have a limited supply just to make sure that the game actually works and that
Exactly.
people in other locations with different internet connections and machine specs can all actually run it. That'd be my
Well,
guess.
it says right. Yeah, but what is this right here? It says in the playable combat build, there will be 3 families available. Carcadon, Whisper, Ales. That's what Dip just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it says down there, right there. In the combat guide, there will be 3 families available: Carcadon,
What is
Whisper,
that?
and AOS. It's right there, right below the families. You see it like all the.
I
like,
see
It
that.
has a picture of them, and then right below
Wonder
that.
what that means. In the playable combat build, there will be. What does that mean? I'm not an
That
attorney.
means alpha. They're talking about the alpha for sure, but that doesn't necessarily. It could mean beta too. I'm not 100%, right?
And
So
it
you're
could be
saying that you won't have to be holders of them to play it? They'll let you play anyway as long as you're a holder?
that's
what you're
speculation.
thinking?
That's what it sounds.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
So what it sounds
Yeah.
like when they say playable combat build, it might be a separate application. So there might be something that we run as a Slice of Messina, but then there might be something else that's just only focused on combat. That might be a separate build or something.
Well, it says combat build, so maybe there's another version of the combat guide coming out that's going to touch the other families as well.
And
This is
Also-
definitely labeled as V1, right?
Yeah, V1. Yeah, V2
I still-
might be coming out with the others.
ISO did mention this is going to be a living document, right? It's going to get updated. But I'm also just thinking, as they were talking about alpha, they didn't say that alpha was just going to be like an open to everyone at all times, right? Like my understanding from what they said is they would be inviting people to join alpha gameplay at specific times,
Yeah.
and they would be able to play it for a little bit, see what happens, and then those players would essentially be deactivated. So that's why, to me, this means you're going to have those 3. You're going to get invited into a play session where you will be able to, as long as you're a holder and you're verified as a holder, you'll be able to pick one of these 3.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what it sounds. That's how it seems like it would work.
And I wanted to show you guys something on the guide right below the families where you see the picture. You know where it says essence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says the essence meter is basically equal to the champion's super ability or the Fury of the Titans, right?
Right.
Initially, below that, it says initially this will be limited to arcane death and life. That's where I got that from.
Okay, that makes sense. Only primes obviously would have that for now. For now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the elementals won't have it then, possibly.
I
Start off.
Since we're
bet
on
you
this
they'll have it by
subject-
the time they release regular.
At least, and not
gameplay.
maybe not the Fury of the Titans. Maybe they'll have something else. That's
Yeah.
like-
Will there be an
Lesser.
advantage for just a prime over the essences, since we're talking about essences and families and all that? So will there be a fight advantage if you're holding a prime versus somebody holding some of the elemental?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
Next
you're going to be in this, you'll be able to use the Fury of the Titans. That's going to be your biggest thing right there.
Yeah. So even just that, if you have that advantage to use that, it's a big one that the
yeah.
elementals won't have.
I mean, other than that, you're just going to be talking about the divinity portion of the combat guide. Would be the only other advantage that they have. Because
Some of
elementals
them
are gonna
don't
be able to have
divinities.
purity
I got a
too.
bit on the floor prime that has no Ds, so
Right, and even Chris Trammell said in the town hall, right? He says if you have a 0-0, you can beat somebody that has a 4D,
And
3P or
5-5.
whatever,
Right.
yeah, or a 5, whatever they have, right? It's just all based on skill, which I love it because right, we're going to be using weapons, we're going to be using armor, all that stuff's going to factor into this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like Clinton said, there were leaks with the Keymaster movements, and that's what
Yep.
I saw and made me think they're going to be kind of like a tank, or kind of like a paladin or something.
A true Karen.
Yeah.
She
So
could
that
take it
just some
all.
that. Yeah, that part. Yeah, each character has their own movements, their own styles. It says that under families, maneuverability, health, defense, damage, available weapons, special buffs. So we kind of went through that with our interviews with Ice Toad and others. The essence, of course, the rock paper scissors. We know that death gets beat by life, life gets beat by arcane, arcane gets beat by death. So
Right.
that will come into play in the fighting as well. We talked about the parts, guys. Like parts is on here too. Like Dip said up on top of the show, we were talking about it would have been cool if the parts had their own types of effects, damages, movements, and it looks like we got that.
Yeah.
It will play more into the skill base of the game.
Even you can
What's
use
your
your tail
thoughts?
too. I like that. Like say if you have a death tail and you use it on someone that's a life prime, maybe it gashes them and it poisons them and it's kind of like slowly over time, taking their damage away.
Yeah. What was that? What is this? So it says each champion have up to 5 active parts, and we know though those are the ones that can be divine or not divine. I think it's an easy way to put it. And I was looking at this and thinking what the war paint passive ability is. I was wondering what that is, and then thinking about I know the Fenrir, and it might be one other one that has all the other 5 and not the passive ability.
Mhm.
Is that going to be OP?
I think Warpaint is going to be like a spell. Like it's going to help you against some stuff. Like say if your Keymaster has a war paint and it's an arcane, right? Maybe certain moves from a life prime will
Don't
not
affect it.
affect it as much because they have the war
Okay.
paint.
Yeah,
Okay.
in games like Heroes of the Storm and League of Legends, every character has like a passive kind of thing that just helps throughout combat. So like for example, one passive could be like every third attack does bonus damage, or every every couple attacks you heal, or every time you take damage something builds up, so there's like all kinds of different things that a passive ability could be, and it's probably based on the family and war paint.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also the movements, right? Like we have a big feeling that this is going to be played with controller. And I don't know if you guys ever play. I play a lot of WWE games. The past one that came out, 2K22, where you can lock on a certain opponent with a certain button, like they're saying, you could flick on the right stick to lock on an opponent you want, or you can have a free mode to where you could just like if you're in a brawl, you could just go to anybody and hit them, right?
Yeah, it was if you both do your shield break at the same time, then you go into that lock weapon mode where you have to like press the button to overpower the other person.
Yeah, no, they have
Like,
a guard mode too. What is it? Where you like can lock on an opponent and fight them only. Like, say if there's 10 people in the arena fighting, and you can lock on just that one person, right? And then you can unlock them when you want and go to somebody else.
Yeah, yeah, right here.
Mhm.
I like that. I like that. The pretty much the battle. You know what I mean? When you're both doing the block breaker and you come in and you do at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, that reminds me of Gears of War back when they had their chainsaw bayonets. You
Yeah.
both are in a chainsaw battle, and then the loser gets sawed in half. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be like that in this game, but same. It's nostalgic, man. Which
Yeah.
this whole entire battle guide, like I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's like very nostalgic for me. It brings me back to like when video games actually put the little booklets in the front of the box or the disc case. Like games now slip like a single piece of paper. Maybe it's like a book where you open it up and there's no pages, right? 2 covers and the inside pages. I miss games that came out with stuff like this where I would sit down with it and I would read for 20, 30
Read the
minutes the book
instructions.
that came. Yes,
Yeah.
before I even played the game. You know what I mean? Like, this brings me back to that. And the last game that I played that had that was Zelda Breath of the Wild. And we had to buy a special edition to get the extra book. But, like, this
Combat
makes me
guide.
look forward to. Yeah. Not only
pretty
is it a
cool.
combat guide, but it's like a small condensed version of the lore. It kind of tells you the different NPC characters they are and a background on them. So, like,
I remember
yeah,
having.
I know. I
hoping
need
they
this.
dropped something
I,
like that for this too.
I need this printed version.
Yeah,
I think I
Right?
need to go to Kinko's and print this out, man. It's just looks fucking amazing. So yeah,
Be
understanding
printed on
combat.
glossy
Look,
paper.
just like Dip said, it's got the controller on there, so it's like they're going off basic controller. You heard Chris Trammell too. He was saying that he loves the console gaming.
Yeah.
That's where he came up
And
on that. That's
I
his main
think-
thing. So this is made for the controller.
Go on
What do y'all think?
Xbox or PS4, PS5, mobile and web, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking about like we're shooting low at 1 million players. That's shooting fucking low. Like if we could do that, I mean, you see some of these games, Fortnite, Call of Duty, hundreds of millions of players.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
having them
And-
available.
Gonzaga's got it up right now on the screen. Like, this is they put out the control scheme as an Xbox controller.
Right.
So like I know they're gonna drop this on the PC first,
Mhm.
but they specifically put this out to be played with a controller.
Yeah.
And
Plug that
the
in.
buttons actually, the mapping is a lot more realistic and easier for gameplay than what I thought they were going to try and make it, right? No combo buttons. You don't have to push like 3 buttons at once to try and do something.
Right.
You know, like it's actually very simple and straightforward. So the combat scheme looks very user friendly, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
That's the thing I think that they've like continually said, or that I've continually heard from the developers, is finding that like simple but hard to master sort of mechanic, which I think to me is one of the most fun things to play. Like I told somebody, like, I play Cuphead, right? I love Cuphead. It is an extremely simple game that is incredibly hard and complex to master. So I just like that, and I feel like even just with that scheme that we see on the controller, that to me just kind of has that general vibe of like, oh no, this is simple. This should be pretty easy to pick up. Anyone should be able to pick up their controller and be like, yep, this feels like a pretty normal, natural game to play. But then once you're getting into, dodging and feints and parries, and there's going to be a ton of complexity to this.
Look at yeah.
Well, and
No,
that's
go
what makes really good esports games. To be quite honest, is that it's the entry to learn is easy. Anyone can get in and anyone can play. But then you see these masters that are just like next level shit.
Look at how they're thinking.
Which is what
in
you
this
want to
combat
watch.
guide.
You want to watch that. You just want to try to
Look at this. Yeah.
get better. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No. Like just coming right back to like where we're at in the combat guide. Look how they're thinking about this game. It's the 1v1, of course, but it says when multiple opponents are available, flicking the right analog left stick will cause your character to select new targets. So it's 1v1, 1v2, where you can go back and forth, right, to lock out of different targets.
Yeah.
And then you got the free mode where you can run around, move the camera around with the analog stick again, like the other analog stick, and then just fight multiple opponents at one time. Like they're really thinking of expanding this game, like in the arena 1v1 to go through those 2 modes, but even PvE, even I think this will make sense for that.
Oh,
They're building
Well,
all
it
that
even
in
says
right
in the
now.
combat guide. It says in the combat guide too that like even if you're not locked onto anybody, when you swing, you're gonna hit the closest opponent, right? And
Right.
that just I don't know if any of you guys played any of the Batman Arkham series, like Arkham Knights or Arkham Asylum or any of that. But like that just plays right into that type of fighting style, because that game was notorious for you being surrounded by like 15 bad guys and just sliding all over the screen, because when you hit an attack, you as your character automatically goes to the closest opponent and starts attacking them, right? So like that type of gameplay option gives you the ability to have good battles where you could hypothetically have one PE in there battling against like 15 Papiros. You know what I mean? Like as a spectacle match type thing, you know, or
Yeah.
a bunch of grunts coming in against a PE, and still have the opportunity for the grunts to win or the PE to win if they play it right.
And I love how they just put in like the parry, the block breaker, and it's so easy. You press LT and you just have the timer right? Like how cool is that?
Because you have the controller.
Right.
Parry,
I like all the way in the bottom.
light attack, heavy attack, hit him with your horn,
Yeah.
stun him,
Yeah,
claw
light
him.
attack.
It's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, right at the bottom it says the weapons. You could go between light and heavy attacks. You got like the jab and the fierce. And I'll take this back to like Street Fighter 2. I remember they allowed you to like put your buttons on your Super Nintendo controller to kind of customize where you wanted the buttons at. I'll tell you what, and Dip taught me this term of sweat. I was like a 10-year-old sweat in Street Fighter 2. Bro, I used a lot of jab like to get the quick hit and like to stick and move a little bit and just throw people off. So I think that jab is going to be super effective. Like that light hit, move around, light hits, and then wait for that heavy attack.
I'm excited to see who the sweats are gonna be, you know?
Oh man. Oh.
I think we have at least one in the audience today, boys.
Ash. He's a sweat? Yeah, I think Ash can be a
Flash is
sweat.
a sweat. Yeah.
Ash is gonna be a
already
sweat for sure.
He's a sweat.
I know a few of us talking, man. Dip, Gonzaga. I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be a couple of sweats in this. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'll be a try hard, but I won't be that good.
I'm gonna try.
I'll be in the bronze league. Perma bronze raging at everyone.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the guy that gets my ass beat and say, "Fuck this! I'm staking all of them."
And the cool
Not
thing
playing.
is,
I'm gonna start building.
Yeah, they have some pretty badass combos in here too, right? Like with the Karkadon, as you see in the guide, where it goes to combat details, like just the move sets.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what the other champions are going to be, because obviously you see his combat guide, right? Like Karkadon's like the main one that they've had for all of advertising.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I hold a Cirrus. I want to see what his combat's going to be. You know, I want to see what the gatekeepers, like all the pictures they have of the gatekeepers, they look like they're pretty fucking badass.
Yeah,
they had.
They
had a little. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was just gonna say the challenging thing with that is to make them unique to that character. You know, so like right now they're focusing on these three: the Karkadon. What was the other one? The Eos and Whisper. Yeah, and so it's like, I mean, you can, if you look at other games like League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm and stuff like that, like these MOBAs, like every character is a unique character. You know, like every movement they do is unique to them. And so it just takes a lot of time and like iteration to find that for each of the races, you know. So
yeah, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of and like I know Ash is gonna know this shit. Overwatch, where they have tanks, they have just different types of characters, right? I'm a tank. I'm naturally a tank, bro. That's why I pick the Grondel and the Ilgra all the time, because I love being the tank in games.
Yeah, and so
like the big fierce attacker.
Yeah, the dude that just goes there and plows people and takes all the damage.
So I'm sure it'll come out eventually. It'll just take time to get them, because it's got to match them perfectly. Like all of these moves match him perfectly as a Karkadon.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that it'll come out.
It's his character.
Eventually, it's just going to take some time.
And this got me excited. It says the Grondel family are ruthless combatants, right? So I can't wait.
Got
to
more
see
of the story. Yeah.
When they're talking about the Steadfast, yeah, that's going to be an OP move right there. And if Grondels can run into that a lot harder, like for people who don't really understand what they're talking about when they're talking about Steadfast, they're talking about a situation where you can take your champion against another champion, and say you both are swinging at the same time, you're going to get hit and take damage, and they're going to get hit and take damage, but your fight sequence, your animations are going to continue, whereas the opponent who's not in Steadfast is going to go into a damage-taking animation or a stun animation, right? So it gives you the opportunity, when you're both attacking at the same time, to roll into your combo over them being able to do any damage and roll
onslaught mode or berserk mode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like we see in the UFC fight, boys, those dudes just duking it out. I can imagine with the primes.
Yeah, where you won't feel what hits you until you're done.
Until you're knocked out, yep.
Like, oh shit, I guess we got
shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be
No,
crazy to
cool.
see how the grundles work out like that. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep. No, that's cool. Oh, look at the executions part too.
Yeah.
I love this. I love the little
Oh, yeah.
disclaimer. Like, we're not really sure what's going to determine whether you can or can't execute somebody, but
Mhm.
be ready for that shit.
Yeah, maybe it's crowd enthusiasm within the arena. The louder the crowd, maybe he'll do it. If the crowd's silent, they won't do it. There's just so many different things they could do with it.
Yeah.
That's I've asked them if the crowd will have any influence a couple times, and they've not really answered me, which to me means yes. Speculation, everybody. But so I do think that the crowd is actually going to play some sort of role in how the fights go, and certainly with the execution.
Man,
so
I just had a
super
thought.
sick.
So, we all know what Twitch is, right? That's Twitch streaming
Twitch, yeah.
thing platform. So, there's been a push lately to have the audience be able to interact with what's happening in the game. I'm wondering if they'll be able to do something like that, where at the end of the fight, if you're streaming, your viewers can vote, finish them or not.
And the crowd gets louder.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So your viewers will vote yes or no.
Dude, and like I'm looking at executions kind of like Mortal Kombat style. Like, say for instance, like
Fatalities.
a Karkadon and say a Whisper, and a Whisper's on his knees, then if you get the go ahead to execute him, Karkadon breaks off his fucking horn and just sticks it through the throat of the Whisper, and then it's shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fatalities, right? The
Yeah.
animation, the dope ass kill. Man, that's fucking sweet. Quick question: like, which one's the killing one? Thumbs down or thumbs up? The finishing move, execution.
I'd say
Thumbs
thumbs up
down?
would be the execution.
I think
No.
I think what people believe it to be is that thumbs down means execute. I think
Execute,
historically, I think
Thumbs up was.
Yeah, it was originally it was thumbs up means kill him.
Right.
Yeah.
And who knows which one is which in this one? Right.
They say if they follow the Gladiator, thumbs down was execution.
Thumbs down. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
the Gladiator
All right.
movie.
Quick little dumb question.
A real important thing too, guys, is divinity and purity. Do we want to touch that?
Oh yeah, we definitely should touch that.
Is that coming up?
Because if you have say if you have a three divine, 3 pure, and all those parts match, that means your Fury of the Titans bar is going to fill up faster. It gets a little added boost. If you have more purity, that means your attack with the Titans of the Fury is going to be stronger than someone with the 2 purity.
Yeah, so I like to think of it in three different categories. So the divinity affects the ability that your part does. So like if I ram someone with my horns and my horns divine, it's going to do more damage than if I ram someone with my horns and I have 0 divinity. So divinity affects that move with that part. And then purity was, what was it? It was your
Damage for your Fury of the Titans.
okay.
Fury of the Titans.
Okay. So the effect of your Fury of the Titans. So if you have 5, 4 or 5 purity, when you execute your Fury of the Titans, it's going to do more damage or have more of an effect than a 0p person. And then the third one is the 2 combined. So if you have a divine and pure and they're matching, then that's what increases the generation of your Fury of the Titans.
The bar. So you
Does
can
that
use this-
increase? That increases the bars. Does that increase when you use that part and make a connection, like make a damage attack,
So
or just increase it?
It fills it up faster. So then you can use
It fills it up faster when
As
you use
your-
that part that's divinely
Oh.
pure, or when you use any part.
It looks like it's.
Well, that would.
I was looking at the combat video, and that little yellow bar. It looks like it fills up either when you attack or get attacked, and so I don't know.
when you attack.
Yeah.
So it's just a count of divinely pure parts, and then your bar fills up at a higher rate.
Right.
Yeah, if they're matching.
They're matching.
So, like,
Right.
say for example, if you had, 4, if you had that 5/5, which we know doesn't exist, right? And they do 10% per divinely pure part, you would have hypothetically 50% faster increase in your Fury of Titans bar fill rate.
Plus,
Do
it would
you
do more
think that's
damage.
very important though? Oh, plus does that part do more damage too?
When
If it's
you
divinely pure,
Yeah.
divinely. So you got a matching death tail that's divine. Using that tail will do more damage,
yeah, and
rather
then
than
if
if it
it's
was like
and then if it's
Scale.
pure, then when you execute your Fury of the Titans, it'll do more damage. Like
Right.
the actual
ah.
ability will also do more damage because of purity. So yeah, it sounds like having matching divinity and purity is going to be pretty.
Does it give you increase across the board when you use that as a regular attack, and when you use the Fury of the Titans?
Yep, if they're matching.
If they're matching, good. Because I've been trying to match them up as much as possible.
And
Those two
so
also.
let's say they're not matching. Let's say you just have like a 4P and none of them are divine. So your bar will fill up at the regular speed, but then when you
Right.
execute your Fury of the Titans, it'll do a lot more damage because
That shit's gonna be
pure.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Ash,
Dig
I
it.
which
can't
is
wait
pretty
to
cool.
see
It's a pretty
his
cool
Fury.
system. You know, it kind of it spreads it out, so both divinity is worth having and purity is worth having, and if they're matching, it's even better. So it's a pretty good
Ash's
system.
5D is also 3P, which is fucking nuts. So he's,
And community, there's not that many 4P and 5P out in the marketplace. I'll tell you right now, and if they are, they're over 1 ETH.
shit. I snagged one a while ago.
Yeah, same here.
It wasn't cheap though.
It was, yeah. I think I got mine for 0.7 before the dip. So
Right. I was around there. Shit, man. I was looking at some good ones back in the day too. I was looking at some 4P2Ds I was about to snag. That would have been nice. I didn't get it. Man, this is a lot. What else we got on this fight guide? Like it just seems amazing to me.
So this was an
What else y'all
example,
thinking?
an example character. I like the description of this Fury of the Titans deluge. It says heavy rain starts falling on the arena. The champion and his allies receive 100% more healing, reduced damage by 50% as long as it rains. Every time the champion deals damage to an enemy, duration is extended by 1 second, and it lasts 10 seconds.
I didn't even see that. I didn't get to this last page yet.
that's dope, dude.
That sounds
So-
like it would be so cool. Like you're just fighting in the battle arena, you hit your Fury of the Titans.
Well, level 3, so that would be divine 3. Am I wrong, or is that 3 pure?
Pure.
Pure, I think.
Pure?
It has
Oh,
to do with the
shit.
Fear of the
Yeah,
Titans.
this one has
The-
Divine 2, Purity
Mhm.
3. Yeah.
Take his life with 3 life parts.
That's gonna
I
be
got it.
something to see.
But can you just imagine, like, all of a sudden, like, storm clouds start forming and the sky turns dark and it just starts raining?
So basically, what we're saying is, like, watching these high divines, high purities, like Ash, like some other people who have a three divine, 4 pure, crazy shit like that. These matches are gonna be epic.
Watching those two fight,
Yeah.
that's going to be either way, guys. And I'm going to tell you, like we talk about this all the time. Oh, a 0-0, can be a 2-3 or a 3-3. Yeah, you can until you get a motherfucking sweat running a 3-4 or a 4-4. Then what? You know what I'm saying?
Then what?
Right?
Hope you don't have to pull them and go into the
We can have a handicap match, 2 versus 1 or something.
Then you're going to be like,
Yeah,
Omar.
that would be dope, bro. Exactly. Like watch them just take it out, like in the Gladiator, right? They do that 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3.
Yeah.
Man,
I think,
yeah, that would be
the
some
only
dope
other
ass games
part-
to watch.
I think the only other part of this guide that we kind of need to touch on is where the champion parts and their special attacks, right?
Yes.
Because it's talking about. It even gives the example. So it says, Tails. Life Tail provides an attack that deals life damage, and gives the champion an extra dash charge. Whereas like a Death Tail provides an attack that deals death damage and knocks the enemy down. So like these essence parts are each one's gonna have its own different unique ability.
Oh, interesting.
So like, yeah, when we come into this part and you throw in the elementals, like all the different abilities that they're gonna have. I know it's only 7 different types, but you're talking about 7 different types over 6 different body parts. So you're talking about 42 different abilities possible per champion, right? And so like, how are you gonna be able to mix and match those to get the best champion with the best abilities? Like that's going to be a
amazing.
big part of the meta building right there.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. So so let's say you like to stun people or you want to knock someone down, you're going to want that Death Tail.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
You
Each
could-
little
you could-
part.
Or
So
can you
even the
imagine
Death
What else
if
are they
Tail-
gonna do?
Well, just for perspective, even the death tail on like a life prime, you're doing that death tail damage. So you gotta look at when buying your prime, you gotta look at the parts too, not just the essence, like the actual part that you want.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so many death divine tails, for instance, right? So if you
Right.
want that death divine tail damage, because that's the way you play, like you're gonna have to find one of those.
Exactly.
Or I can imagine, like, so for example, a Karkadon, they only get 2 dashes. So having a life tail on a Karkadon, if you use that, you could use your dashes, you hit him with the tail, and then you have another dash that you can use. So it kind of like,
So if you hit him with a life tail dash, it gives you another dash, or does it give you a little bit more life on your bar?
it says
So
deals
it
life
provides
damage.
one
Says-
dash charge.
Yeah, and
Right.
gives the champion 1 dash charge.
Got it. Wow. So that would be something
You
because
also have to-
Karkadon's the slowest, right? We would
Yeah.
assume.
Yep.
So you could
But
charge
they also have the
in-
cooldown too on those parts. So,
Yeah.
and we still don't know if it's going to be individual part cooldowns or if it's going to be one cooldown to use a part, right?
I would think
Or
it would
maybe
be
it's just
per,
going to be
I would hope it would be per part,
cooldown.
because that would suck if it wasn't.
You would think, but it also might be a cooldown before you can use the part and it has an effect. You know what I mean? So like if you look down at the bottom, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see they've put what the parts and their role in the combat is. Like your claws and your horns are openers, your tail and your fangs are finishers, and wings are just kind of. I'm a little disappointed with that, but wings just kind of help you. They're
Ability,
almost like,
right?
it seems like they're a free dash, right?
Yeah.
Or free strafe to the side or something like that. So
Positioning, it says.
so maybe you can use these anytime you want, but only after the cooldown effect is expired can their effect be used.
Or
And if I got cooldown on mine, boys, don't be surprised if you see me running around the arena. I'm like, why the fuck is you just running around the arena? Waiting for my shit to fill back up.
Way to come back at you.
wow.
Yep.
Well, and there might also be certain moments in battle, like for example, if you're already fighting, maybe you can't use your opener because you're already technically in combat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe. Or maybe
Your
that's
claws
just
can only be used to start. But
Yeah.
the video they put out, the claws were used mid attack, right?
Yeah.
Light claw light or light claw heavy or whatever, right?
so maybe that's just
like even-
the ideal moment, but maybe you can use it whenever.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I think it was Ice Toad that said it when he was on, where he was like, these manuals give you, or maybe it's in this one, I apologize. These manuals give you like the developer's perspective on how to use things, but they're not exclusively the way to use things,
Yeah,
right? Like,
because I could see, if someone's about to die, I'll just claw them. It's like that'll be my finisher, even though it's yeah.
Right,
You know.
of course.
you're gonna have to know how much damage it does,
Yeah.
right? And versus which essence you're fighting, which family you're fighting. So that, I mean, again, even just with that, it's like you got to know specifically what each part does, how much damage it's going to do, in order to make that determination of whether you should use it as an opener or finisher or linker, any of that stuff. So I love it. I think it's great.
It's
Me too. It's funny talking about that stuff now because it reminds me of a game that I used to play called Contest of Champions by Marvel, right? And at this point there's over 200 different champions, and when I first started playing there was over 100, right? And it's like I remember watching my brother play and I'm thinking to myself, like, how do you remember like what these champions are? Because each one has a different moves, they do different specials. It's like, how do you remember all this stuff? Like, it would be so hard to be able to play this game because you're like, how I'm never going to be able to memorize who does what and how to dodge this and avoid that. And it's like, as you just play, you play it and you just get used to it. Like,
Yeah, it's just like
something
Mortal
that
Kombat or
clicks
Street
in your
Fighter.
brain, right? Yep.
Right.
You get used to playing these characters, and we're gonna get used to playing these parts. And after like a month or two of playing it, everyone's gonna know what every part does, how to avoid it, how to dodge it, what the best combo or counter attack is, and that's when it's gonna get really fun. Is when we have people playing it who know what the mechanics are. So
Right. When it comes to playing and watching it, right? Then you can see like people who really have that extra special set of skills putting that shit together. That will be dope. Guys, any other overall feedback on the fight guide and the battle mechanics, the 1v1? What are you
Yeah,
guys thinking?
Obviously, we can go into this forever because there's so much
Right.
detail, right?
yeah. There was
Right.
one
What y'all
thing
think
that,
overall?
that I
Mhm.
wanted to mention, and I mentioned it in chat and got a response from Chris. But the thing that kind of concerned me was this part where it says life equals 1.25 damage versus 0.75 from arcane, and I feel like that's too big of a gap. I think that like in the circle how like life beats death, death beats arcane, arcane beats death or
Yeah.
whatever. I think
Yeah.
that I think giving someone a negative, like a bonus to your essence, and then you get a negative to that essence, I think is too huge of a gap. I think that it should just be a bonus, and I don't think there should be a negative.
I think it's gonna be the best. Like, is that's gonna be a strategy you would have to use for matchmaking, right? Like maybe I'm not gonna try to go in there with an all arcane against this guy. I'm gonna go in there with death, maybe a little bit of arcane in some parts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, that goes back to the same game that I was talking about with Marvel. They had 7 different classes of characters, just like they have here, right? And it was a circle, just like they have here. And it wasn't 25%. I guarantee you that. But
well, this is
it
like
was like if you took a
50%.
stronger class in against a weaker class, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the,
Oh, okay.
but again, we got to remember, Ice Toad already said these are all just
Placeholder.
value numbers for
Yeah.
now,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Like we can't look at that as like that's going to be the actual amount, but like it does make an impact. It's good to have where you have a stronger class going against a weaker class, where the stronger class does get stronger and the weaker class does get weaker. But it shouldn't be something that's this is like you're talking about, Gonzaga, a 50% damage increase. Like
Or
that's going to be
decrease,
just an extremely hard match to win if you are the underdog at 50%.
Yep. Aside from that, I thought everything else was great. It was like spot on.
They'll hone that in, and I wonder. It's like you don't see who your opponent is, or one chooses first and the other one chooses second. Because if you have all three, you'll just wait for someone to choose a life, and then you choose an arcane, for instance. Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that
Well, they
works.
could
I'm
also
sure it's
make it so
random.
that like you bring a stable of champions, like right, like it shows 3 champions that you have the opportunity to choose from versus 3 champions your opponent has the opportunity to choose from, and you just got to pick the right one. Hopefully, they pick. You're guessing what they're gonna pick, and you're basing your choice off that, right? So like if they came with 3 death, and you have a death, life, and arcane, you're obviously gonna want to choose your life, right? But if they came with life, death, and arcane, and you have life, death, and arcane, it's luck of the draw. That's
Yeah.
that way.
Well,
You don't have as much ability to sway the combat before it's even started.
I kind of like the idea of doing it more blind. I know that takes some of the skill out of it, right? But I do like, yeah, I mean, because if you automatically knew what the other person had, then you could just find that that fighter you have that's just going to completely roll them, right? And like that's not like that to me isn't as interesting, right? As having there be a little bit of mystery in there of like you don't necessarily know who you're going up against. How that would actually work as a mechanic, I'm not entirely sure. But the other thing I was thinking is like if they had certain tournaments that were themed. And so like specific types of champions would get special boosts during a specific tournament, right? So if it's like I don't know if it's the new, like for every new moon tournament, for every new moon tournament, Sadari and Fenrir get like boosted
boost.
abilities because
That'd be interesting. Or based on the arena you're in, maybe the arena has like an essence.
Yeah, and so then you could also try and like match things up that way. And if you just wanted to, be a Fenrir, if it was that case, like if there was a family that was strong against Fenrir, then you could, essentially bet against the house, and you could just play that. You could play the Darolks because we know that they're the ones who killed the Fenrir, right? You could play a Darolk just hoping that you get to own a Fenrir. I don't know. Sorry, that's super random, but it just popped into my head.
That's really interesting because I mean, seeing having the claws and or the parts do different abilities and things like that makes it way more interesting to collect the one that you want that matches all the parts that you want. You know, like if I want a death tail and I want a life claw and I want death fangs, you know, or and life horns to knock them out of their body. It's like it really narrows down like if you want to min max like exactly which NFT you want to purchase. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So much to this, guys. I think they're putting, and like I said, first of all, Ice Toad, Chris Trammell, like they're definitely legends in the space. Chris Trammell, 20 years after he made Buy the Dip's favorite game, like just picture the shit that they're putting into this fight guide, into these battle mechanics. There, and even something that stood out is like from that dev talk, as Chris Trammell said, yeah, this is some 1v1 stuff, but PvE and partnerships and like quests, that's going to be just as important moving forward. I'm so bullish on this, guys. That was a lot with the fighting manual. There's certainly, like Dip said, a lot more we can go over, but we're going to keep this moving. I wonder. I'm taking a look at the PE market right now, and we always think about the overall market, right? Because we got our hard-earned money and ETH into this, so we want to get our return. The PE market doesn't look too healthy even after this battle guide drop. What do you guys think? Overall market, like NFTs, what's going on here?
I just think we're in a bear market, of course, right? And bear markets last a long time, guys. They're not something that's just a month or 2 months. Sometimes these things go 14 to 18 months, right?
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people are scared to put their money in right now, but right now is the time to buy, right? Obviously, Fed meeting is next week, which please, anybody who wants to buy ETH or pays attention to the market, please tune into that meeting because they're going to announce a BPS rate hike, which a lot of people are saying is going to be 100 BPS, which is a full percent. And that could send us into a full-blown recession. And when that happens, you're going to see, it might take a day, it might take 2 days for the market to react to it, but that's where you might see your biggest drop. And we might find the bottom real soon, right? We don't know what the bottom is. Maybe the bottom is what it is right now, right? Because you're seeing a rally and you're seeing that most of the time there is a rally before there is a big ass drop. So be careful. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I wouldn't ape into anything at this time. I would either buy in increments or wait. And I know it's hard to wait, but we really won't know bottom is until we see some type of an announcement this next week.
Just looking at the market this morning, kind of looking at a bunch of different coins and their graphs. Like for ETH, for example, it had a big jump, like 5 to 7 days ago, went up, and it keeps testing this $1,450 to $1,500 floor. Keeps testing it, and every single coin that I look at, bar just a couple, have the same style graph going on where they've all pumped last week, and they're all testing a new low. And so a couple of coins have already, including Bitcoin, it was testing, was it 23.3 or something like that, and it dropped below it already. So you kind of got to watch. Like everything's already starting to come down and test these floors, and a couple of the indicator coins are already starting to break below it. So.
Right, and again with Ethereum announcing their proof to stake coming in September, that's why we see a little jump in ETH too. But that's just a lot of excitement, a lot of hype, and eventually that's going to die down. So you are going to see prices come down a little bit.
I think so. There was a announcement about inflation, which was the highest in 20, 30 years, 9.2%, 9.1% inflation. Some people are saying it's starting to level off though, right? So if inflation starts to level off and we've seen the peak inflation starts to come down, the Fed might not increase it at 1 full point, right? If they don't increase it 1 full point, that's what we're expecting. If they increase it 0.5, maybe that might be
0.75
good
is
news.
probably the lowest they'll do it. 0.75.
Which
And
is
I
still
mean,
high, which is still a big
yeah,
ass number.
which you see, oh yeah, we have a little bit lower gas prices and all that, but that's just because we're using our reserves. It's not because the economy is getting better or inflation's getting better, because it's not. I think ultimately they're gonna have to do a big hike, which is I'm really waiting for next Wednesday. So tune in next Wednesday and we'll see what they got. But usually when you start hearing media reports constantly saying 100 BPS, 75 BPS, I think there was a report 80% more in favor of moving it up 100 BPS.
Mm.
We
Oh,
also got to
shit.
take into consideration that inflation is over 8% right now, year over year, right? Like, and it's been that way for a couple months. So
Yeah.
if you're saying that it's stagnating, you're still saying that it's not increasing. I mean, you're still talking about inflation being 8%, right? Like, if you take that into consideration, like me, I work in a union and we just renegotiated our contract, and we got in regular times a really good contract where we have an increase of 3% on our paycheck per year, right? In a normal situation, that's awesome.
Right.
But like, I got up and I was yelling at the vice president of our international union when he
Let's
came out
go,
to
Matt.
talk about it. I was like, dude, it was like, you guys need to realize, like, 3% over, like, we're going to get 15% increase in pay over 5 years, but if this inflation stays what it is right now, like 2 years in, you've already, all of our increase in pay is already gone. So like, any inflation over the next 3 years is all loss in actual spending power.
Yeah.
You're
So,
down, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So like,
we
we're
know
actually losing spending power out there right now until we get this shit under control.
Got it, bro. Look, we're not flooding the overall market here, though. I'm
No.
gonna stay optimistic.
By the dip.
See.
Not.
Crypto. We know crypto follows the technology market. ETH and Bitcoin and all that. We know NFTs might be following ETH. What's the NFT situation looking like? I know we have our own resident DGen, ZMackin. What are those NFT projects looking like? Are they dead? They alive? People still got faith in NFTs? What does that look like?
I still have faith in NFTs. I've been noticing a lot of projects, dev teams, though, have just been crapping out recently. Like, I tried to mint, I was actually in 2 mints yesterday. One of them was just kind of an issue because the development team decided to only use MetaMask and only for PCs, which they kind of you pigeonhole yourself as a team when you only use MetaMask. I fucking hate MetaMask personally, but they had a lot of people that were upset because they've been longtime supporters and were unable to mint at the time. Even though the team's like, it's a long mint, this is just the first generation that they're doing, and it's going to keep going over next couple of weeks, different generations of NFTs. But that was just one. The other one was a free mint that I'd been following for a couple months, and I still have been unable to even determine if they mint it out because of just they're using a proxy contract, and they've got a lot of people pissed off. But on the flip side, like, I was listening to Squiddy's Town Hall the other day, and this Nickelodeon NFT, which I don't know how I missed out on, but I missed. I'm pretty sure was an airdrop, and I was on their Twitter this morning, and they've already got NFTs that are not even top name Nickelodeon characters that have sold for over an ETH. So
that's automatic branding. Who do they airdrop that to? Like, who got the airdrop?
It from the little bit of research that I've done, it was people who just registered or were in their Discord, right? Like, it's just normal whitelist type of stuff, pre-mint registration. I didn't see anything about a Gleam contest like we had with Champions Ascension for whitelist, but
just got to be in
when
there.
they talk about airdrop, like, airdrop means you were giving it for free. So,
and real quick, Mac, right. Mac, you're into a lot of crypto, NFT projects, right? We understand that there's a lot of scams coming up too, right? And that's nothing that's going to slow down. The next bull run, there will probably be even a lot more scams. What's best practices,
100%.
man, when you're looking at these, not well-known NFT projects? What do you do?
Oh, we could have a whole podcast on that, but I mean,
give us some top lines, bro. We'll do a whole right. Let us know.
You have a couple different options. Most people advise doing a cold wallet, which means you are taking it's a piece of hardware that you put your wallet address onto. You unplug it from your computer and it's completely disconnected from the internet, which means no one can transfer things in or out of it unless they have your seed phrase. That's the number one piece of advice I would give at any point in time is protect your seed phrase. Write it down on a piece of paper, put it somewhere where no one else can find it. Don't send it to yourself on any kind of electronic format that can be hacked. Don't do anything that's stupid. If you ever run into anything that says you have to input even portions of your seed phrase, run quick. The second thing would be only click on links from trusted sources. And make sure you go in over anything that you're going to approve contract wise, like when you go in and you click something on your MetaMask or anything that pulls up your wallet that wants you to sign. Read the entire script every single time, because you never know when something's going to get hacked, and it's going to go from something you trusted, come from something you trusted, and it's going to be a slightly different signature that you're putting in, and it's just going to give them access to everything. And when you have someone that's malicious and they have access to everything, they're going to drain your wallet really quick. That is why I personally use multiple wallets. I have a wallet that I use. I call it my escrow wallet because I put money in there when I'm ready to buy. I usually have just a little bit of money in there, and it holds my NFTs just to mint. And as soon as I get done minting, I send it to my holding contract or my holding wallet. So the only thing my holding wallet interacts with is my own wallet or a staking contract. And I don't even stake to begin with. I wait until other people have taken, a week, 2 weeks, a month to verify that the staking contract is safe before I will let my holding wallet interact with that.
Right. Yeah, I think some big takeaways for like kind of a novice one like me is, so, and I don't do the best practices, but for one, yes, just interact your wallet with sources you trust. So if it's like a CA on OpenSea, right, and I know I'm on the right link, and I know that's the CA OpenSea, like I can interact my wallet with that because I trust that one. The other thing is put your valuable NFTs somewhere else where you're not connecting that wallet, that address, to a contractor that you don't know about, like that you're funny about, free drops, because sometimes you can mint the NFT and that's exactly the mint of the NFT you're getting is exactly what just drains your wallet of all your assets. So,
and never interact with an NFT that drops in your wallet that you don't know about. Never interact with something that you did not expect. Like I just got a week or two ago, I noticed I got airdropped like 2,400 coins, and it had a value of like $600 in my wallet. I didn't touch those coins because I had no idea where they came from, couldn't find anything where they came from. And then 2-3 days ago, the entire value of those coins dropped off my wallet. So it's like they have no value anymore. And it's like I could have sold those for $600, but who knows what that would have taken out of my wallet.
All right. Last but not least, we want to talk about the CA market real quick. But another big news, big deal in the CA community, at least, is Zero Cool moved on to bigger, better green pastures. Like much love, much respect to Zero Cool and his new ventures he has coming up. But he's no longer with, or at least on the dev team of the CA project. So first of all, shout out to Zero Cool. We appreciate you. You've been here since the start, got us to this point. Any insight or feedback on that? Like besides the well wishes? Like,
I mean,
thanks for sure, Zero Cool.
For us, right? We don't know too much about who's on the economy team and who's spearing it, who's replacing him. So there's a lot of questions, but I have my faith in CA, man. I have a faith that they have a backup plan, that they Chris Trammell said on there that they did hire some people with some experience. I forgot what game it was that is heading the economy too, and a lot of other people that are working on it. But just best wishes to him, man. And he said he's still gonna, Zero Cool's still gonna be a prime holder. He's still a holder. He's not selling any of his primes. He's gonna be a part of the community. and maybe we can have him on our future show, not to talk about really anything related to CA, but more about economy when it comes to games and games in general.
That'd be dope. Hell yeah, I'd be into that. Shit, maybe a guild can go out and recruit him, right? Let's see. He's just one of us now.
Yeah.
So a real smart fucking CA holder is what we
Yeah.
got. One more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe that leads us to the CA market. I hinted towards it a little bit, but I don't know if I've ever seen it maybe close to this price, like 0.26. I'm looking at the floor right now. That's pretty low.
It's low, but there's only 132 for sale.
And ETH is up too. We got to look at that as well.
So I mean, but to be honest, I don't really care what it's at. It could be 0.001, and don't give a shit, because when the game comes out, it's gonna skyrocket. And
only 132 are on sale right now, which it seems like it's getting lower, right? Like there's not a lot.
It was around 200 before, yeah.
Now 132.
Like it stayed around 200. Damn.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I give a shit, because I've been waiting for this fucking moment for the prices to drop.
You're gonna sweep the floor.
Oh man, I got bids in for a couple right now.
I have to wait.
Maybe the overall market. Wait, real quick. Maybe the overall market, the overall NFT market, like Z-Mac had said, like it's fucking over here fucking up a little bit, right? A lot of scams out there. They're not even have a big faith in the whole overall crypto market, right? Or the whole overall market. And of course, NFTs, like this little segment of the crypto market and technology, is going to definitely take a dip. I'm still a fucking believer. This game, like obviously we heard a lot about the plans of the game from Chris Trammell even recently. I'm more bullish than ever, and I see this shit as just a fucking opportunity to grab at least a couple more at this low fiat price.
Yes.
They got D2s. The floor for D2s is $1,000, about $1,100 right now. So it's not bad.
Yeah,
that's the price what it was when we missed it.
I would buy it if I had the money. School's coming up, and we're going to Vegas 11/11. Got to save up for the Elemental Mint.
Oh fuck! Did I forget? Let's make that announcement at the end. No, I think I did make the announcement. All right, look real quick because we're on this Prime conversation. Let's go to Prime time, right? But I think we have another sponsor. Do we have another sponsor this week, guys?
Yeah,
we've got a fight update actually. So buckle in, everybody.
Fight update. Word from our announcement from our sponsor. See you on a sec.
This is Dumia, the Pirate Radio, where we're bringing you an update from round 1 of the Gorgata tournament. This week saw 3 fighters tossed to the abyss of Gorgata's stomach. Fight 1 saw an exchange of some big blows before a green and hornless Carcadon named Darius plunged his scimitar, a vile thing called Omar, straight through the headspace of Gribbs the Grondel. What Gorgata missed in brains was made up for in belly fat. Fight 2 was a battle of strength over quickness. A fiercely handsome Ilgra put down the crowd-favorite Fenrir, Growler the Great. Hagla and Dedor appeared to be drunk in the arena, fumbling their warhammer multiple times before connecting on a hit that virtually took the Fenrir's head from their body. Fight 3 was a gloriously gory event, featuring a full decapitation. Oh, how the fighters danced, two quick but hardy opponents seeking any opportunity. But Oppo the Unkind, kid brother of the late Growler, made good on his name when he pitched a Gorgata egg into his opponent's face and then proceeded to feast on their intestines after fully removing their head. Have to keep your head to remain mysterious. Gorgata welcomes the taste of Gatekeeper, as they rarely taste such dainty meats. This week's fights are over, but the tournament will continue. Fortunes will be won and lost. The blood will flow, the chunks will fly, and above all, the crocodile will be appeased.
We on?
Yeah.
All right, we're back. That was a fight update. And as we said on the top of the show, keep updated, see what's going on. We're heading into the semifinals. Our good friend LT is in there. He's still alive. So we're going to see what happens. I think this week. When do we get a champion there, guys? This week coming up? Is there a schedule?
So the schedule just kind of comes up as the fighters agree to it. So we don't actually know when the next match is, or if there will be a break between round 1 and round 2. So there's only one fight remaining in round 1, between Fiodori and Nisala. So
Nice.
Be a good one.
All right.
We got some two of the more evil families going after it. So I'm excited for that one.
Nice. Stay here for your updates. All right, guys, we are into prime time. I suggested this. I've been trying to make, what was this, episode 16? I've been trying to make suggestions since episode 2 or 3. We've not got a King Dab suggestion yet, but I submitted Champion 922. Champion 922 is very close to the floor. Are we on the right one here?
We're on
Looking at
542.
542.
Oh shit.
Hold on. Here we go. 922.
922.
922. I don't know.
No, yeah, sorry about that. I put in one that the audience suggested, but yeah, 922 is in there now. 922.
I mean, I don't have to. All right, let's do 922. We can do both real quick. I'll be fast.
Yeah.
I just look. I threw a bid in on 922. I'm looking to pick up some more. Right. I put my money where my mouth is. If you see those bid offers, I put in 0.25, which is $383 fiat, which is just fucking ridiculous. And it's a floor one. I've not bought a lot off the floor. The main thing that struck me on this champion here, it's just, it looks fucking dope. It's like it matches, right? Like it's the Vitra. The Vitra gets no respect. It's a Death Vitra. It's a 0D 1P. So, nothing too special. But I think she just looks fucking cool, coordinated. I think that coordination comes from like the 4 Arcane.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that. That I'm kind of curious about those. Like, if there's a 5 unpure, like 5 matching parts of not, they're all matching, but they're
Still
not
0P.
Yeah,
Right.
I wonder if there's something like that out there. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Right. There are those. People do have those, and they're looking to do a breeding strategy, which I don't know if it will work or not. And literally, not why I'm buying her, to try a breeding strategy to find an arcane to match those, arcane parts up. Literally, the way that she looks is the reason I put the bid in. I like the bull horns, the wings, the tails, the claws match, like the death. Her death family kind of matches the arcane, just the way that like she's built with her visuals. And I'm picturing when the some of that gameplay when we can walk around a little bit, thinking that she might look pretty cool, and that might give her some value, literally just off the way she looks. And then also, Vitra gets no respect out here. I see her on the floor a lot.
Yeah,
They are.
I
A
wonder
lot of them are.
if you'll have if there'll be gear that will enhance the essence as well. Like, let's say you can put on some armor that's like gives an arcane boost. Like 4 of your abilities will be boosted by that.
Going for the gauntlet, boys. Just letting you know.
Diamond Hand Gauntlet?
Diamonds. Yeah, I like the bull
Hey, Dab,
horns. I like the wings.
Just so you know, Dab, you may want to increase it because just looking at this one, it was just bought 3 days ago for 0.252. So you're offering them 0.002 less than what they paid for it.
They're gonna, if they're paper handed, they're gonna have to take the hit, bro. That's all they're getting. But somebody,
I was gonna say you may want to just increase to like 0.265. That would cover their gas. That would give them the exact amount of ETH back minus Champion's royalty.
Nah, I'm in no
Are you gonna
rush.
dragon egg this, Kev? You're gonna dragon egg this? I think that's gonna be our new term. When you put your foot down, it's called dragon egging.
Why is that? What did I say? Something?
You wouldn't trade dip because you wanted a dragon egg.
I want a dragon egg toy, man. I get set in my ways. Look, but I do this sale just
it's his way or no way.
Pretty much, man. Look, this sale just ended, but I encourage the community to take a look at this one and go ahead and beat my bid. I'm in no rush. I'm gonna see where we go, but I think this is a good ass deal.
Yeah, the other one was 542 from Spider Drop.
542.
Bunzog, I was just going to let you know there are roughly 16 0D5P champions out there.
Dang.
Eternals out there.
I'm going to have to look into those.
Look into those. Yeah, those might be close to the floor too. Who knows? There's coordination to that though, right? Because all the parts match, just doesn't match the essence.
Yeah. And that kind of gives me hope, though, that even if I don't get the divine, I still get the purity from the Fury of the Titans. And if I get anything that boosts my essence, like a pet, that might make a difference.
Well, you won't get the purity unless it matches the essence. However, yep, let's look at 542, the Daruk. Death Daruk.
The
Spider
paint,
drops stroke. Yeah.
the matching war paint.
Yeah. That tail that tail looks fucking huge, man. It looks like Cheshire cat tail.
Wow, yeah.
Yep. I like it. Yep. Matching rare horns. I dig that. I like that. Kind of looks like the bull horns. Looks like they can do some definite damage. I love the what is that called? Like the opposites of like the big bright wings with the death essence. I got something like that. I have a whisper with these same wings, death essence whisperer with the life tail too, and it just that contrast word I'm looking for. It just looks pretty cool. I dig this. And then the war paint, matching war paint again, passive effect, but it's matching. Who knows what that will do in this case? I like it.
The passive, yeah.
I highly doubt Spider Drop's gonna take the 0.2 that someone offered for it though.
Well,
I think
just
every
thinking, like,
single champion has a 0.2 offer.
it's also like I've just noticed looking at some of these that I think that people who are paper handing aren't paying attention to the rare and epic parts so much. Like they're just focused on the divinity and purity.
Right.
Because I was chatting with 51 Mercury and he picked up like a steal of a prime that had 2 rare parts, an epic part, and I think a divine, and he paid like $600 for it or something. And it was like that person clearly had no idea what they were doing.
There's no clue.
Because like rarity, just because it's not divine doesn't mean it's not that it shouldn't be considered. Like we know that all of those rarities will play an important part in combat. So be paying attention to that if you're trying to get deals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joyfriend mentioned there's still one more Gorgata fight in the first tier.
Oh, cool. Yep, I love this one. I got a Death Daruk as well. Pet. Do we want to look at a pet?
Yeah, we had pet number 12438 was dropped for us to take a peek at.
I love these pets, man. I'm degenerating over the pets.
Ash. I think this might be Ash's matching pet for his 5D boys.
Oh. Give me the pet number one more time.
12438.
124.
It is a Death Fenrir Geckoid.
Damn.
Yeah,
He's got that
brave
5D Fenrir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, I mean honestly, shit. Think Ash should be in the. It might be hard to find, man. It's hard to match him up, but he should be in the market for a lot of matches for his 5D. You might as well. I'm talking from
every single one.
The Ziva, the Papiro. Like, I'd look for that if I was Ash. But yeah, besides that, dope one. Like it. Honestly, these the Geckoids. I think because it's the most like it's the highest number of the drops. Like. They're mostly on the bottom too, but I'm looking to match up as much as possible. So it's a smart move by Ash to match his guy up. Personality 100%. Is brave with the red. I'm big on the personalities.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. Yep. The Geckoids and the Cransers, though, there's just so many of them. They're all at floor. But I'll tell you what, I went through and I bought up the floor the other day, and nothing's been listed for lower, or if anything's been listed for lower, it's been bought up since I bought 2 days ago.
Oh, good.
I bought, I think, like 6 or 7 of them off the floor. So
that was a good accumulation right there.
Yeah, there's only 236 pets for sale. That's pretty.
Yeah, and a lot of them are not core essences. A lot of them are not core
elementals.
Yeah, I have still not been able to find anything for my freaking Arcane Ceres.
And not a pet?
Not a pet at all.
Wow.
I seen some, man. I should have pinged you on it. I don't know if they're still there. But
you have to put to put in offers. I when I tried to get a fire Papyro, I had to do a filter, and I had to put in offers to all 19 of them, and then finally after a couple days, one of them bought it.
One of them bit.
Yeah.
Yep. At 0.1, which was a good purchase back then, because now that 0.1, because I remember when you got it, 0.1 was a lot less than it is now.
It was like 115. Yeah.
Yeah. Now 0.1's about 150, 160. Yeah, I'm looking up to match a couple Papiros. I got some bids in. I'm being stingy. I think I need to increase it. It's tough to match up your PEs, guys. So if you got one that is going to be one of your major ones, like look for those matches.
Bro, it's only tough when you're dragon egging it, bro. You gotta stop that dragon egg stuff.
I need that damn dragon egg. I'm the biggest Game of Thrones fan y'all ever met. Like, fucking love it, and it just looks so nice and shiny there, sitting on the floor. This squeaky bone ain't bad. This ain't. I'll tell you what. Where I hope. Whose pet is this again? It's a 5D Fenrir, right?
Yeah. It was Ash's.
Ash. Ash.
He's one.
I'm going to talk directly to Ash. This is coming from a pet degen. Ash, this is a good pet. Keep him. Look for a fucking better pet to match your 5D, please. You need one. Look for a Papiro. Look for a Ziva. Look for a Ziva with the toy with the dragon egg. Like, let's get it, Ash. I'll find one for you.
I have enough. I have 3. So I'm not... he might actually have 3 pets that match his Death Fenrir, is what I'm interpreting that statement to mean. So...
And he shows us his worst. He shows his worst fucking one for prime time. Ash, get the hell out of here, Ash! Come on now.
Hey, maybe he's going to be good at racing, the geckoid racing.
Yeah,
that gecko got out of the bar,
climbing up the pillar.
Put this on the geckoids, right? I matched some geckoids up too, but come on now, you got a 5D, Ash. You need something nice.
A Ziva and a Pyro.
Exactly, bro. Like, and someone with like a sub 10% personality, like 10% brave. Look for one that's got a green background or something, or that purple background.
Green backgrounds of dragon eggs. My God.
Yes, that's worth it, guys. Shit, yeah, we're approaching 2 hours, man. Let's do it. Let's wrap it up. How are we feeling? We're gonna go fucking backwards this time. Opposite alphabetical order. Z-Mackin, how you feeling after this week? How you feeling moving forward with the CA game?
I say I'm actually really excited. I was just looking when we were going through looking at pets. I just realized I put an offer in on a pet Shiva Ziva and it got accepted. So
yeah,
about that. Yeah, I got a matching Death Fenrir Shiva, so I'm happy about that. Boys.
Is that you or is that Prime Minds?
No, me. That's me.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
You have a Death Fenrir?
I do have a Death Fenrir. So
Ash fucked up. Ash, now you gotta pay Mackin some big fucking bucks. You want that one?
But shout out to Try for that. I appreciate it, brother. But no, I'm feeling really good, guys. All I gotta say is I'm fucking so excited about alpha gameplay right now. After reading this combat guide, I want to play the game a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I'm getting more and more pumped and looking forward to what the creative and the battle gameplay team are going to be bringing for us coming up.
Yeah, I'm going to play this disclaimer real quick.
Prime Minds would like to remind you that the content of this time is not financial advice and is meant for educational and entertainment purposes.
Okay.
There it is.
That was for you, WitLogic. That was for WitLogic.
That covers the whole podcast. V to G. What you feeling like?
I agree with what Z is saying. Like, this week got me super, super excited about this game. But I do just want to put a call out there, right? Like, the devs are listening. Toad had said, in another message or in another episode that like these numbers aren't necessarily locked in. It's the idea that you're focused on. So like, definitely like as a community, we should be bringing any concerns that we have to the developers, but please, please, please do that in a respectful way. Like, this is these people's jobs, right? So let's treat everybody with respect. Like, it shouldn't just be the developers. It should be everybody in this community. But particularly if you're going to bring something up to the developers, like, just, season your message with a little bit of grace, because we know that these people are working really hard on this game. So other than that, I just want to say thank you everyone for joining us. As always, I freaking love getting to interact with this community. So I look forward to seeing you next week.
Love it. By the dip. What you feeling like?
As always, man, very excited. Love the guy that came out. Waiting for the Slice of Messina to come out anytime now. Looking forward to combat. And I keep saying this on Twitter. This is going to be the biggest play to earn game ever.
Fuck yeah. Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Let's get
Man,
it. How you feeling?
I feel like we went from drought in the last month to just blasted with tons of information this week. It's been amazing. It's been. I still have to go watch that YouTube video a couple more times. I'm telling you, I go through, I watch things frame by frame and look for every little detail, every little UI image, and everything. So I'm super fired up about the game. That the
Obsessed.
combat. Yeah, I think that's a good word. That's a good word.
Purple background.
Purple background. Yeah, and I also wanted to just to make a comment, just that a lot of times when I say things, it might come across rude, but it's just about I'm just passionate about it, and I just sometimes don't have that filter that I'm saying this, but they might take it rudely when I don't mean it to be rudely, and so I just wanted to throw that out there and apologize if I offended anybody's hurt anyone's feelings or whatever. So it's all about love. It's love for the project, passion for the project, and yeah, I can't wait to play it.
I feel you, B. You know what? We've listened to you enough. I think we got to know you, so we know you're all. It's all good intentions from all of us, either way. Yeah. I mean, I think we've said this before. I'm gonna say one more time. Is like this whole project is based on the game. I'm super bullish every time I listen to Ice Toad talk about his passion, his drive for making just the best game possible. And then knowing Chris Trammell now, like getting to hear him talk, getting his feedback, and knowing that they're on the same team is just fucking mind blowing. So this success of this whole project relies on the game, and I have 100% confidence in it, which is why I'm still putting some bids in, looking to pick up some more PEs and just add into my stable of champions. Guys, it's been amazing. It's sort of a long one. Look, I'm gonna throw this out to the community real quick before we sign off. Let us know if you like some longer podcasts or like what's a good time for you to listen to. I know some people are like, I can't listen to no 2 fucking hours, right? It's like, it's tough for us to talk for 2 hours. We got a life. We got a life too. I think we talked about keeping them to like 45 minutes to 1 hour, but let us know how you feel. It won't be a scientific survey, but some feedback is good. What will be a scientific survey is look for the Google form link for some feedback on the Las Vegas trip. So it'll be good to chill and kick it, meet up in person, see what's going on in November in Las Vegas. So let's do that. With all that said, so one more week, one more in the books. We will see you here shortly for episode number 17. We're always moving things around. Shout out to Vita for reaching out, bringing on guests to the show. Do we have anything set for episode 17?
We do. I'll let Vita talk this season. He's got a little bit more information on it.
I mean, sorry, I was struggling to find my mute button. Struggling to find my mute button. Next week I am still trying to verify, but as of right now, we had a kind of a pencil in for Sarah Austin and Erica. I don't know Erica's last name, but they are the 2 founders of the Female Tech Warriors. FTW.
FTW.
There's some disagreement among the minds about what FTW means as a different acronym. So we're hopefully going to be able to get into that mystery and be able to pair the Female Tech Warriors with that. But yeah, super looking forward to that. Getting an actual female perspective and voice on this channel it'd be nice. It'd be a nice change.
Let's go. I need to talk to some women in Web3. Like talking to you dudes all the fucking time. It's just, there's a whole other half of the majority of the population. I think more than like 51%. So let's get it. And back in my day, FTW meant fuck the world. I love it. We're all saying
I think it means
for the win.
For the win, yeah.
For the win, baby. For the win.
I love the fuck the world FTW. That's my favorite one. All right. All that said, we'll see you next week. And as you know, as always, Prime Minds think alike. We're out.